one of the other most basic things to do, aside from placing images on your page, which I have images placed here, is actually placing and formatting text onto a page. So I have a text frame already here. What you do is you select the type tool, which is over here, and if you click on it, there are two options, type and type on a path. I'll get to type on a path in a little bit. So with the type tool, I have that selected. You can just click, and I'll go ahead and create a box here. Click and drag a box, and you'll see your blinking cursor. That's how you know that you now have a text box or a type box available for you to put copy in. There are a couple ways that you can put a story into this box. You can open up Word or Google Docs and copy and paste text into your document here. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a perfectly normal way if you want to open it, but I'm going to show a different way just because why not? So with it blinking, another way that you can do if you have a Word document, this is for Word documents, you can go File, Place, and then I have my Word document right here. It's importable file, so you can see the importable file here, and I can go ahead and open it, and what it's going to do is it's going to fill my box with the text that was part of that Word document. Now that Word document was about 477 words long, so that's a pretty long story if you're talking your book copy, but it also depends on the story. Now I can see that it filled it, but it defaulted to the font and the size that my Word document was. Also the paragraph spacing. So you can see that there's a space between my paragraphs here that I don't necessarily want. So I'm going to show you how to fix all of these things. Now, another big indicator, another big thing that I see in two different places. Down at the bottom right-hand corner, you can see my mouse scrolling around it. There's a plus sign. And also down in my pre-flight panel, there's a plus sign. And when I click on that and I open up my pre-flight panel, it shows me that there's overset text in this text frame. What that means is there are 1,540 characters that do not fit into that frame. So what I need to do is either, it says to fix, resize the text frame, edit the text to fit within it, or add text frames to the story to thread it to another page if necessary. So it gives me my solutions there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my pre-flight panel, and I know that once I start manipulating my text, it might fit a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything that's available. I'm going to remove the space. This is a space after a paragraph. Send that to 0, so that will clear up any of those. And you might have to, in fact, what I'm going to do actually is click on my box with my selection tool and include the entire frame here. Control 0 or Control minus will let me zoom out, so I can include the entire text frame. Ooh, it's long. Maybe make it wider just for the sake. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and resize everything together so that way we can see where we're at. So this is clearly too much text for the box that I have allotted for it here. I'm going to move my C slug over here. Sorry, Mr. C slug, but for today's exercise, you got to go over there. And I'm going to resize my text frame by clicking on the box with my selection arrow and resizing it. Now, it's still too small, or it's still too big, I mean. So I'm going to click Control 0 to have the whole page fit into the thing, and I'm going to get rid of, this is why we write an inverted pyramid, so that way all of this can be cut. There we go. We're going to end it on that nice quote there. I'm going to resize my box, as you can see, at that size. Perfect. And that's, again, great, perfect example of why you should write an inverted pyramid, because they might have to cut the bottom of your story or resize it for different reasons. Anyway, so to edit my text, I'm either going to use my text tool, type tool, or I can double click on this and my cursor will show up. So you can now see that I am editing the text that is here. So we use Times New Roman, keep it simple. Serif fonts, the ones with the little feet, such as Minion Pro, Times New Roman, fonts like that are easier to read when you're talking about blocks of text because the little feet draw your eye from one line to the next. That's just a fun fact that you now have with you. I'm going to change it to a 10-point font. And now I have all this extra space, so I'm going to return my sea slug in a second when I'm done justifying my text because he's kind of cute. Nice little sea slug. Anyway, so once I've done that, I have a couple different options up here and a bunch of different things that I can adjust my text for, and I think that will be a second video. So I edited my text using the type tool. I'm going to use my character and paragraph panels up here, And I used file place to get my text there, and I noticed it was overset, so I resized my text box. You can see there's no longer a red plus sign, and I have a no errors in my pre-flight panel down here at the bottom. No errors at all. So that's what you want. You want the green light.